Dog training. Excuse the jumble here. I was trying to, let's see if I can do this or not, set it up on my tripod. Problem is that it's going backwards, so now I've got to figure out how to get it to go switch cameras. Let me see if I can do that. Doesn't want to seem to do that. I don't want to hold it the whole time. I want the tripod to hold it. I need the cameras to be on the other side. So this is the sort of thing I was talking about, guys, with the little hiccups. It makes it kind of hard. The tripod's going to break it off earlier. A second here. Wait a second. I got it. I just have to turn it around backwards. Hold off. We'll just turn it around backwards and do it this way. And then struggle with the camera set. Hold off till I get this set, guys. And I have no idea what your video is because I can't see it unless I'm staring at the screen. All right, let's go. There we go. Okay, now we're set up. Let's go ahead and be right back. All right, so we're going to be starting out with Dante this morning. We're going to try to bring you Dante and Roca and show you the difference between the two. Dante's been with me for a couple weeks. He's already got his communication baseboard started pretty well. He should be pretty much the star of the show. And then Roca has just got picked up a day or so ago. So he's just starting to learn the lexicon and starting to learn the communication baseboard. You'll see him a little bit behind, and he should catch up to Dante pretty quick. They're both strong dogs. Dante was a little bit stronger. I did the pick on Dante, and then I wanted to go ahead and get another one from his litter because he needed help in that regard, so I picked a good strong one. I ended up starting out with one that had gotten picked a week or so ago, and that dog had went out with somebody that did the temperament test and all that, and then he took the dog and went down to Home Depot, and he came back saying the dog was weak. And what kind of irritates me is, why didn't you see this in the beginning? Why did you even take the dog off property if the dog was weak? He should have saw it right away. So it is what it is. And then he had one that he had picked up for himself, the breeder. And this is Roca, and he ended up letting me have him. And I'm going to go ahead and flip him to a qualified buyer, a working dog person that wants somebody that wants to get into sport or maybe police. Whatever you may want, Dante probably very well could qualify for all that. He's pretty strong. Excuse me, not Dante, but Roca. And we'll be showing you Roca this morning. He's a little bit weaker at this point in time because he needs to build his drives, build his trust with me, and get to this cocky stage you see with Dante. So let me go ahead and work Dante first. If I can keep him out of my drink, we'll be all right. All right, come on. Good boy. So I'm going to pull out my clicker, and we'll go to town here. Good. Good boy. Good. Couche. I'm going to start adding in words. I may not say it every time, but it'll start getting added in where we're adding the word to the action, which is couche for French for down. Good. Assis for sit, and I'm using spatial pressure. You notice me stepping into the dog, right? And then my accent points with him today. You always want to have a primary. What are you really working on? You want to think ahead, right? Always be aware of it. You saw me working on it yesterday if you watched my videos with the explosion releases. So we're still working on that. Yep. Good boy. Good. Trying to get him to understand that, yep, in a really excited way, and me moving is going to be a cue to move off with something and go to the next item, right? That's my explosion releases. Good. We'll do our pushing. This is spatial pressure. I've got his head and I'm cocking it with a food and I'm using spatial pressure. Every dog's going to be different. You may not have the same results with your dog that I do with mine, but keep trying. These guys are very smart, very intelligent little boys. This is KNVP lineage out of that litter I've been talking about with Kilo and Gina. Kilo is out of the AM kennels in Ireland, very strong male, and Gina was out of Virginia, but her bloodlines are all over the place. She's got a BRN number as well, and her BRN numbers goes to back to a lot of the Django lines. Up. Yay, good boy. So one of the big things we want to be concentrating on all this that you don't see me doing, when I go out in public, there's a lot of vocabulary. You want to go bye-bye, you want to eat, well, you want to drink. I don't say eat, I say essen, which is a German word for eating. I have kind of a bastardized language. I use a lot of different words over the years. I used to have a client that was German, and I got into it as a kid and started asking her, what words, and I thought about eating and going bye-bye. My free Hund is free dog in German, right? That's my release word. It means go friendly with people, go out and go to the potty, whatever. It's a free dog, right? It's our release word. Good. Notice how much he's picking up to just body language. And that's the first thing they're going to pick up on. They don't understand language like you and I. Remember that. They read body language a lot more than anything else. Words are secondary. So when you see me doing these little things, these are all cues to the dog after time. If I was to be working in sport or trying to compete, I need to know how to phase these out. A lot of trainers don't even they want to try to make sure you have it all static. Let me see this other one that I've got going. I'm starting to teach him to heel and the picture of at my side. So let's do that now. And I'm going to see if I can get a nice, let me go the other way because that's a better one for you. Come here. Yeah, good boy. Yes. Good. Well, we get a nice, okay, see how that leg, he's dropping hot dogs here. Being live's a little different, guys. Changes my mental attitude. I know I'm live, huh? Come on. Yay, good boy. Even though I do my other ones raw, I shoot from the hip in most everything I do because I know you're there. I'm kind of, good. There you go, perfect. You see that little gate? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to lock in gates. So we'll do that a couple times. Remember, patterns are 2s and 3s. Good boy, come on, yep. Good boy, so we'll get him back to our side, and we'll do that same pattern a couple, 2, 3 times. I'm dropping a lot of hot dogs, that's not good. Nope. Good, good. Good, there you go. See if I can get him to do it again. It's all picture, right? Nope. He's getting excited. Good. There you go, good. One more time so you can see it. What we're trying to do is set up the same gait. You notice the posture. Watch that gait on the posture. This is how you do it. Every dog's going to be a little different. I got to find the speed and the cadence that works for him. So we start moving. Look at the gait. Look at the gait. Good, there you go. It ends up being, that's how you get your posture. Every dog's going to be different. Every speed cadence is going to be different. At his size right now, as young as he is and short as his legs, he's awful small to do this. So let's do it again. And I don't want that double hop. So nothing doing wrong. We're just trying to get him to have that gait. Notice my hand's right on his nose. I'm trying to make sure that he pushes into my hand because that gives me that control that I need for turning the boat. Right away when he said I turn my hand this way, that put his rear end in. If I turn my hand outwards, it's going to flip his rear end out. I want him nice and next to my leg. His shoulder should match my leg at this plane. Actually a little bit behind. If you see somebody like Oscar Mora with Guapo, that dog is so perfect it's not even funny. There's thousands of hours that go into that work. Hey, you. Good, that's my boy, good. All right, now we're gonna break. Good boy. This guy's got a nose like a son of a gun. There's 3 hot dogs sitting here on the ground, and you notice his nose going to the ground is because of that pool of scent. All right, now they were on the ground. Try to get rid of those. And I'm going to be working this guy's nose a little bit and kind of what we call turning on the nose. In other words, toggling. Remember, dogs' drives are all there. They're in the genetics. They're in this dog. And as he grows up, as he goes through development from 8 weeks on, when you pick a puppy out of the litter, you end up picking that dog up, and his drives won't be pronounced in certain areas right away. People want to go into bite work. They want to be able to do agility. How well can this dog jump up on large objects? He's clumsy. He's an oaf. He doesn't have the body size yet and the muscle structure to be able to get him to go up on these things. So you have to wait. You just have to wait for the dog to tell you that he's ready, right? And that's all I do. And when I see it, I right away start getting into that, whatever that that behavior may be. Maybe it's just agility to build confidence, or it's his want for the food. Remember when I first went in, he didn't know what hot dogs were, right? So we build these drives, and Roca, I'm going to bring him out next. You're going to notice that he doesn't have the drives built in. I've done a bunch of stuff over 2 weeks with him, with sound, with excitement. Things give me drive. Show, good boy, good. Yes, good boy, good. Yeah, yeah, go, good boy. It's a lot of my voice tone. Now that one, I want you to see how I do it, and this is all my style, guys. Every trainer's going to work a little different. They're going to do a little different things, right? But when I was a young man starting to do my dog training, I didn't have any internet. I only had a couple books, and that was it. So I learned by doing. So I sensed the animal, and I learned by putting what I call my gut feeling into the dog training. And I learned right away that dogs pick up on body language. They pick up on voice tone. I use everything I have to convey the thought to the animal and to give him as much help as I can when I'm teaching him. A lot of trainers may tell you that that's not a good thing, and the reason is because they don't want you to get into so much body language that becomes a crutch. With me, I'm aware of it to the point where I know that end job is to back that off. All right, so I've got the food in my hand. I lock it with my fingers. He can still smell it. My thumb's over the top of it. He wants it. I've got control of him. Watch this hand. I'm putting it on his nose. I'm helping him down. We're going to be doing that with Roca in a second. So I don't need to do that anymore. When I start doing is I start tapping the nose and moving my hand out, trying to create distance and get a hand signal. As I go along, then I'm going to add the word. Couche. Good. He doesn't know it yet, but notice I didn't touch the nose. Yep, come on. Yeah, come on. Up. Good boy, good. All right, good. And you're going to notice the difference between him and Roca. Roca just came 2 nights ago. And that's why I want to show you the both of them getting work so that you can see the diversity and how much that what you're getting when you build the dog. Now Roca is a little bit less than he is, and I don't mind that. I can build him, but the genetics are there, and it's all about Roca's character. What do they say? It's not about how you fall, it's about how you get back up, right? Every dog's different. So that dog that I had here breeder was weak. He wasn't going to give me any more, and I could have tried to use as an example of how to build a weak dog. And I could have shown you him getting better and building, and I just wasn't into it. So I went ahead and talked him into letting me have another dog, and I was over there to see. He had about 4 or 5 left, and this was the dog he had picked for himself, and he told me that he was going to let me take him. So I'll use Roca as a difference between Dante and Roca is that Dante's been here for 2 weeks. Dante's been building all that lexicon and that stuff, and it's just going to take more time to get Roca going. So let me go get him put away, and I'll go get Roca, and we'll find out how it goes. Be right back. Come on, babies. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I see Roca. I see Roca. Come on, Roca. Come on, Roca. Good. Roca. Good boy. Good boy, Roca. Yay, Roca. Yay, Roca. All right. All right, guys, so meet Roca. Roca's name is because of the dark color he has. He was the darkest one. When he came out, he actually had a black stripe. So that now has turned into a really dark brown. Really beautiful dog. He doesn't look like it now because I'm messing up his posture on the screen there with me holding him, but he is a really beautiful dog color-wise and everything. And he doesn't have a lot of the same drives that Dante has. I'm gonna go shut the back of that truck. Be right back. All right, you stay. Good boy. You wanna follow me? Come on, let's go. Good boy. We're gonna shut the back of that truck because your brother's a noisy little boy. Your brother's a noisy little boy. All right, Roca, good. So, our first job right now is to do the same thing that I did with Dante. And I created drive by my sounds, my excitement, pulling out a sack. So we're not really caring about the behaviors that he'll sit down, stay as much. We do want to introduce him to a clicker. And see, he doesn't even really want the hot dogs. He's wondering. He's got a wonder attitude. He's looking at me saying, what am I supposed to do? He has no clue. So I'm going to get him more into the drivey stuff to get him into drive that I can use. Good boy, good. Yeah, good boy, good. Yeah, good boy, good. Right, play with a purpose, remember? One of the things about him, Roca, that I right away saw, and this is probably because the breeder was doing the sack work and playing with a sleeve, a real soft sleeve. Good, that's good. And he's letting the dog chew on the object. So Roca has a tendency to be frontal bite, right? So I've got to change that with how I work him and get him to bite towards the back. If you watch Dante work, he bites to the back, and Dante's already learned to push at least once. And I'll create that one pattern behavior, letting him win and doing some things, and I'll show you that as we go along. So I want to try to convert to Roca right now. So let me see how I do that. He's up frontal, right? I want him in back. I don't let him win, I just hold it. And when he gets frustrated, he'll dig in deeper. Right when he does, a lot of whining. And there's two ways, and I was just trying the second. I'm not going to let him win. This is going to be discomfort to him. He's not winning, right? Nothing is there. I'm not doing anything. The prey is dead. I'm holding. I don't want to let him win. He's tearing my sack up. Nope. And I'm going to take it away for a little bit. I'll go to something else. But the idea, the concept, what we're trying to achieve is more about it. Is we're trying to get the dog to learn to bite in the back of his mouth instead of the front and stop chewing on things. And I think that development was caused by the person that had him. He doesn't know any better. I'll teach him as we go along. I'm going to be working with him. But we want to do what I call choking the bite. Dog comes in for the bite. I set the bite to the back of the mouth when he opens his mouth. Right away go to the pulling away from him so that he gets his bite. And I want to try to keep the dog into the back of the mouth. That's our objective, right? It's going to take a little time with him because he already has some behaviors that are set in. So I've got to work the dog through it, and pretty soon after a while you'll start to see this dog biting with the back of his mouth. And the reason I went to play right away is because he doesn't have enough to really want to do things. So I need to get excitement up, get him into things so he has fun. And I'm going to try. Oh, he just got it. Dang it. Good boy, good. I don't want him to have it. I'm going to take it away. This is all negative, right? I'm not letting it be pleasure. I'm dying. He's up in the air. Good. Back to the game. And what I want to do here is choke the bite. Dang it. Right when he comes in, I want to shove it to the back of the mouth real quick and then pull the other way like you're setting a hook so that I get the bite to be the back of the mouth and then right create a positive by good underneath the neck, right? And so the positive will be attributed towards two things. Activity in the game. In other words, the prey will be alive. He'll always have that if he's doing the right thing. If he's doing the right thing, the prey dies. I wait for him to rebite, and I'm waiting for him to punch in deeper. That's going to take a little time. Remember, these guys are only about 10 and a half weeks old. 10 and 4 days, okay? 3-4 days. Born on December 7th. I've got plenty of time to work with this. With these behaviors you don't want to set in. One of the reasons you don't let them take a toy and go off and start chewing on it because they have a tendency to want to rip it with their front of their mouth. That's what they're going to do. It's eating, right? So if you do that and you let the dog go to the ground and sit there and chew on the toy, he's learning to feel good thoughts with the front of his mouth. I don't want him feeling any good thoughts except with the back of the mouth. And I want to set that into behavior. So, good boy, good. He just dug. He just dug. And right away I'm going to give him play. Every time he does the right thing, he's going to get the same cue. I'm going to say good, and I'm going to bring the prey alive. So he's getting positive. There he goes. He bit a couple. Oh, good boy. Good. There you go. He's digging in deeper. Now he's at the back of the mouth. And then I'm going to want to let it go. Good. And let him win. So it's all how you set the pattern that creates the behavior that you want, right? Prey dies. It's not comfortable because he's not winning. You leave it there long enough that he ends up getting frustrated that he wants to dig in deeper, or you take it away from him, like you saw me hanging him up. You make it all a little bit displeasurable. And he's grabbing at everything he can because there's nothing but a drivey can VP dog. He's got plenty of potential. He's just going to take some time to set some behaviors. And I'll get him doing it. All right, out. He's on my pull string for my cap. Out. And he won't let go until I'll create a gag reflex right here if I can get it. There it is. All right, good. I push up underneath the neck and I kind of put a little pressure until it creates a gag response. All right, so it's Roca. He's got a lot of work to do, and I want you to watch Roca develop and see how fast it takes him to catch up to Dante and how well he does, right? He's an excellent dog, but it's going to take about the same time, about 2 weeks, to get him to catch up. I've got to do a lot of stimulation, a lot of play games, bring up drive that way, right? It's there. It's already there, but you want to build it, right? That's what you're doing. And then we'll create a lot of other little things that we're going to be talking about and we're going to be doing with these guys that you'll get to see. And it'll be kind of a neat thing. I think it's cool. One that we already started 2 weeks ago and one that we just got 2 days ago. A little bit weaker because he's just coming away from the litter. And we just had a conversation with somebody in a roundabout way. and he took that dog that was weak and he went down and took it away from the breeder right away, put him in his truck. The dog's being taken away from his litter. That's pretty trauma. And then in the truck, he has no bond with this person. He has no way of knowing who he is. He goes down to Home Depot and he expects the dog to be a real strong dog. It was a weak dog, I'll give him that. I had the dog for a few days and I evaluated the same thing, but I think some of it was because he didn't give the dog a chance. He should have took the dog and gave him a chance, but who knows. Bottom line is, I didn't like him either. I took him back. And now we've got Roca. Roca's a strong little turd. He's going to do well, huh? He's going to do well. Oh, yeah, boys. And we're going to be showing you about 1 or 2 times a week. We're going to go live like this and let you guys participate. I'll start to take some questions on the backside. We'll figure out, we'll get the clunky little tech part figured out. I can't read what you're saying to me right now. I wouldn't have a clue if you were saying anything to me right now. But post some pictures in the bottom of this when it gets posted. All right? Let me know what you think, what you want, right? Questions, whatever it may be. Be a participant so we can have some fun doing this together, right? Good boy. Good. Let me see if I can choke the bite again. Oh, just good boy. I'm waiting for him to open his mouth, and then I want to choke it to the back. That's better than it was. I don't want him at the front. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. Now I'm going to try to teach him to rebite. Oh, good boy. Good. Right away when he did, he just did it, okay? It'll be that fast with him. And then I don't want him to sit there and froth on that sack. Because if he does, he's learning a negative behavior. He's learning to bite with the front of his mouth. So don't let him get chewy, because it rips up that's just him in the last couple of minutes. Your equipment will go to hell in a handbasket, and it's not a behavior that we want to have the dog do. One more time. Good boy. I choked the bite. There it is. Look at it. Right in the back. Good boy. Good. Yeah. Good boy. Good. Yay. Good boy. Good. Yay. Let him win. Good boy, good. And then take it away when he wants more. Good boy, we're done. Good boy, all right. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Roca. Have a good day, guys. We'll have a couple of these coming a week, I think. We'll talk to you later. Let me see how to turn this off now. Talk to you later, bye-bye.